YouTubers, coming to you from Sublette, Kansas today. Got sweat on the ready. We're coming into Sublette right here. We just picked up a set of hay rakes, a set of Rouse Ultimate 27 wheel hay rakes, the Ultimate. And it's 40 foot long. A friend of mine said they'll go out 60 foot. I don't know what they'll go out, but I know they're a big one. Gonna need some TLC done to it. Gonna need to go through it a little bit. All the rake teeth are good. Some of the rake wheel bearings and some of the hardware's missing on one. And we got all new tires we're fixing to put on it here in just a minute. We might even pack a few wheel bearings. We're gonna have to tighten the brake or two on it, on the crazy wheel. And again, they're kind of going crazy back there. As you can see, that one's kind of going nuts. But we're coming up to Sublette. We're gonna park over here at a Napa store right quick. I've got everything I need, but just in case I do need something, well, I'll have a Napa store right there, and I'll pick up what I need. So just idling in, and I sure need a Coke is what I need. I'm thirsty, and it is wet over here. Look at that. All right, let's get up in here. Maybe it'll crank. I'm hoping. I think it's dead. Yep. I'm gonna have to charge it up. Hey y'all, welcome back to JS Farms on YouTube. Me and my son Drew are in the shop today. We are working on a Stubble Mulch Plow, a big blade plow, whatever you want to call them. It's got 5.5 foot sweeps. It's got 7 of them on it. And today we are fixing a big problem. Drew's over here taking off these this big point. This is one of the sweeps. And he's taking off the bolts for that. As you can see here, it broke. It broke about 2 years ago. Here is the big blade plow. Like I said, it's 7 blades. This is it folded up. And these are the big sweeps here. They're in the air. You can see what it's supposed to look like. And this one here's even been welded on. But I have fixed these before. I don't know if you can see it in this camera, but you can see that one there's been welded on and added onto. I did that one. We just took the pickers off of here. It had some rolling pickers. We took that off. I fixed this one several years ago. We put a stiff arm on the back so it won't flex. Seems like this inside tries to hump a little. Which other ones have we fixed? This is the one that's missing. This one here's not been fixed. I fixed that one right there. You can see there it's got a bunch of iron welded onto it, trying to keep it in good shape. That's probably what this one will look like when we get done. So, but anyway, what we're doing, this is the top part of it. You can see where it broke out. It's kind of a funny way to break out. I don't know if it had been broke before and they tried to weld it, somebody, previous owners, or what. That's some of the iron we're going to use to put it back. And we're going to do some major welding. Major welding, like inch thick iron welding, like mini passes, beveled out, weld. Did you get it, Drew?
Yes, sir.
Just lay it there on the plow, and we'll get it later. I bet you that took a little weight off of things. Do a little time lapse of the day. That way you can kind of see what we're doing, and there's going to be a lot of welding, grinding, and cutting and ciphering. So here you go. Pretty well got that over there done. We're gonna kind of measuring this out. The iron we got is only 8 inch, and that's all I'm gonna need is about 8 inches from here down. So I'll put it sideways, and that way I'll have long enough. This will be blocked, so I can have a little more metal. We're gonna cut this off. And then we will weld that piece of metal, a piece of metal like that, on there, and we will notch it. And here's my frog. They call these frogs. It's what the point bolts onto. As you can see here, Drew had ground it down pretty good, and then I cut a notch in it, and the notch needs to be an inch, and it almost is. I'll have to clean it out, Drew, but it almost is. But I'll clean it out, and that way that piece of iron will set right in there, and I can weld it on the back side and make a real good, even, nice weld. So that's what we're up to now. Hey, YouTubers! All right, we've got some work. Had to go eat dinner, so. Anyway, we got some stuff to show you. We got we're about ready to start welding. So let's take a look. All right, as you see here, we got this cut off square. We've got it beveled. I don't know if you can see that with the camera, but we've got edges ground down on it instead of being square. We do that for penetration. I'll show you this too. This is the frog, we call it. We call this the frog. Let's see if that's still warm. It is a little. We call this the frog. This is where the big point goes. And this is what broke right here. So I'll show you what I did to fix it. You think, well, that's just a straight, I'm going to have to do a straight weld, but watch. That is a hole. And the reason why we do that is more surface area, more penetration, deeper penetration. So we've got this 1 inch by 9 long ways and 7, I measured it, 7 from the bottom to the top of here. So that is how much distance we need for the whole point. This welded on to that piece right over there. That's in the Kubota. We made this square hole here, so this would fit in here. It's kind of like a tongue and groove kind of a deal. We could get this square. Look at that crack. You're thinking, man, you're not a very good cutter outer. No, I wanted that crack. I'll tell you why. You'll get a deeper penetration down in there, And we'll make multiple passes. I'll even grind some of this down. We'll make multiple passes here, both with 6011 rod. I'll use my stick welder for this. 6011 first, and penetrate it real good and hot and deep. And you can see here I even beveled this so I'd get more surface area. And then I'll turn it over, and it will have a I don't know if you can see it. It'll have a slot where we can weld this onto here underneath. So it's going to have penetration from the bottom, 6011, and on the top. And after we do that, then we'll chip it out, grind it out a little bit, and then we'll turn up the welder to pretty hot. And we'll get some 7018 rod, and we'll burn that in for a while. And remember, we still got to weld this part too. But, you know, we'll be doing that for a while, and get this all braced up. Now, usually I put a piece of sucker rod right here, oil-filled sucker rod, because it is hard metal, and I weld that in this place. I probably won't this time, but I've got some hard surfacing rod over there. I'll probably hard surface this instead, and then I'll probably put me a fish plate on the side of there to just keep it kind of held a little better. But this is what we're doing, and we'll get to welding, and then we'll go from there. Well, good morning to y'all. We are day 2 of the plow point build. We are ready to weld, and I'll show you what we're doing for guides, and I'll show you what we're up to on getting this thing welded up. All right, as you can see here, I got the bottom piece here on the stand. I got it upside down. I welded these guides on here, and that way I know I'm going to get it exactly straight and square. I just tacked them on. I'll break them off later, but they are just a guide. And as you can see here, you can see my divots. You can see that that's where the weld will be. And now all I got to do is tack it on and weld it. And after I weld it and tack it pretty dang good, then I can knock these off, and it'll be set. Something this big and this hot, we're going to fix to get this real hot. You need to weld it in different spots for a while, because it'll grow on you. It'll move with you. And as you can see here, here's our notch, and here's the divots on it. And you can see my hole here that I put in that iron. That tab will go into that hole, and I'll weld it up here, and then I'll turn this thing over and weld it on the bottom side, and it ain't going to go nowhere. Then I may fish plate this with another piece of iron I have before. Anyway, let's get to welding.